Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's time to get the next game underway. I'm Brycey, and bringing you the coverage for this one. Joining me is Tom.
Thank you very much. I've been resident challenger caster today. I feel like I've been here a lot.
Challenged caster, sorry?
Challenger.
Oh, okay, right. I got charges.
I know what it's called. But anyway, we've got a game coming up here, and which is I am expecting this to be a sweep. I'll be honest with you. We got TCM taking on HyperGames.
There's gonna be some sweet battle music in this game.
Yeah, TCM have looked good.
They have. They've actually looked better than they've ever looked in the past.
Well, you know what that is.
The team house. The team house.
It's going to help.
It's not just the practice, it's the perfect practice. They need that practice to step it up. And step it up they have done. Given the World Champs a run for their money, a game that they could have very much won,
yes,
really speaks volumes.
I only caught the back end of that game because I was eating. But it did seem as if they were going toe-to-toe with them. You know, even the uplink, winning the uplink as well. I know we heard, I think it was Attached speak at the end there saying, you know, uplink's probably our worst game mode. But if you're in denial, they don't really necessarily have a bad game mode.
From what I was told, in the Pro League, Denial went, 8-0 on that BioLink uplink.
Well,
BioLab uplinks. And that for them to win, that was great. And this is why we're talking about this game, right? The French squad is good. It's a very good French squad. There's no taking that away from them. They're just not good enough to beat TCM. I'm going to put that out there.
No, TCM look hot, and I'm actually really looking forward to watching them here to see how well they do. And I'm expecting something special here.
Well, if you're in the chat right now, start the Jerd chant already, because I feel like he's going to go off in this game. Usually does on hard points. Hard point maestro, so we are going to start on board with him. TCM Jerd will be the man we are going to watch jump straight into this hard point.
You know, ever since he broke into the scene in Black Ops 2, this guy has just been impressive time after time. Picks up the first kill there for TCM, as it does exactly go down to them. First few points on the board are going to be TCM's 15 seconds in, and it's pretty much a standard start. This hardpoint price, I mean, if you're a pro player, how do you start with this one?
Genuinely, try and grab glass. And then once you do that, keep the pressure up, keep filtering them through. Make sure you hold this spawn as well. You know where Shane is and the rest of his team is spawning? Hold that ready for that second rotation. It's not about getting 30, 40, 50 points on this hill. It's about getting a few dozen or a dozen and just maybe having the advantage going into second, but also having that spawn.
Well, TCM are actually intent on proving you wrong, because they have 16 points on the board with 13 seconds remaining. They can get a few more on here. Shane going to try and do some work, but it is going to be HyperGames who clean up
Tony
in the end there. So let's see what Tony can do. And you know what, Maxty is...
This is it. He's going for the spawn now. This is the spawn he wants. And he is desperately looking for it. He is also 5-1. He's on a 3 streak. So let's stay on board with him and see what he can do. He's going to see a player come down mid there. I think that player may have slipped past. But this is what he wants to do, right? He's going to try and hold this spawn, and his team needs to push forward. Eventually, he's going to have to commit to this fight as well, because he cannot leave his team outgunned going into this halfway.
That's nice by Tony. The jump through the glass is so strong. Very, very well played. And he's really, like, HyperGames getting to a good position to get some points on the board here. They are pushing in. Azox and Veziok making kills on the board. Riskin makes one as well. That's 3 men down momentarily. Moose is going to answer back, though. And this is really nice from Tony. Imagine stay alive, do good work, points on the board, kills down. Very, very well played.
Well, we're going to stay on board with him now until he actually dies, because he's currently 7-1. Will eventually drop, as I say, that Azox goes down and well. On board with Riskin. Riskin gets shut down. Now, Veziok, can he manage to do this? Has gone down as well, as TCM put all the board kills up on the board and actually flushed them out.
Well, Jerd on the hard point now doesn't really need a lot of help. Does make 1 kill, but does actually go down. A few points on the board for HyperGames, and they are going to be the first ones to the next hard point. Risking going to pick up a kill. That's a scrappy one on Moose in the middle of the mat. Gunchi, of course, retiring after this event. I'd love to see them go out with a win, you know. Just
me
for Thomas.
Too. That would be the icing on the cake. And then I'd get sad because I wouldn't want Gunchi to retire. So if I don't want Gunchi to retire now, I'm already depressed about it. But now going on, speaking of Gunchi, we're on board with him. He's currently 8-8 on a 2 streak as well. Putting a lot of fire down will be done by the drop shot around the corner. You know who's kind of famous for doing that a lot as well is Jerd. Jerd was one of the people, he was so dangerous with that on Ghosts.
Oh my god, the movement is just—it's fantastic to watch, because even picking him a 2-piece, it makes it look impressive. I mean, realistically, that wasn't anything too special, but it's just his movement. You know, it's fantastic to watch.
I always knew Jerd was going to be good at this game, because it was always going to be movement-based and spatial awareness. And that was something that you really saw him excel at on things like Black Ops 2, when the hardpoint come in. There could be 3 people entering from 3 different entrances on the hardpoint, and somehow he would outmaneuver them all and kill all 3.
Well, on board with Moose now just holding down. He's going to pick up those final few scrap points. The lead is only a slightly slender one, around 40 points or so at this point. It is looking pretty good for TCM though. Jerd 2 more kills to his name. Well, a quick glance towards your score, but 15-10 from him at the minute. Nice shot by Tony. I've been impressed with him today. Every single game I've seen him in, and you know what? He's
haymaker.
Big numbers as well. 13-5, 3 streak. And he just seems to be somebody who's not very easy to kill. And there you go. He's going to come around the back after a couple more kills. Clean up on Jared. A few points on the board for HyperGames. And let's see if they can hold this one down. 14-5 for him from at the moment.
They are certainly giving TCM a game. They are refusing to bow down and accept that they may be the underdogs in this scenario and continue to just push them out here. And you got to say one of those players doing that is Tony. When you slay that hard, it counts. It really counts.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, there's being selfish, but then there's actually really doing good work for your team at the same time. On board, we're risking that kill. That's very important, but the rest of TCM aren't going to follow suit to try and get through there. We are going to go on board with Tony again. Let's see if we can pick up this kill.
Oh, they've just completely shattered them.
But TCM really just pushing in at the right times there, you know, making those gunfights, making those picks when they need to. They are going to pick up those final few points, and they are going to be on the rotation as well. On board with Jed. Takes one. Is he going to make a second? Not quite.
How on earth he ever makes those shots or gets into that position, I will never know. But on board with Moose. Moose will be holding it down. His teammates will actually be pushing these lanes out. So let's go on board with Gunchi. Gunchi will get shut down as well. Here come the guys from HyperGames. Going to try and put this into a little bit of a pinch, coming to Observer's tool, but not able to get it. And Vazok's coming to try and back up his teammates. They are now flooding in. TCM will be outgunned straight away into this. Down they go. Gunchi holding it for his squad.
Holding it very well with a ball against the SM1 there. Risking managed to stay alive. Does go down to Jed. Tony did pick up a 2-piece in the middle there, but Shane's going to pick up one of his own. Vezio, can he do anything to clean up?
No.
Not quite going to happen. Gunchi's going to come in there. Hopefully get some points on the board for his team. At the moment, they are extending that lead just a little bit. And you know what? It doesn't look as comfortable as the score suggests.
No, it really doesn't. I'm thinking HyperGames have got a much bigger chance than they did at the start. They are looking quite comfortable settling into this. Players like Tony, he is 21-10 and he continues to pick up vital kills. The only problem might be just maybe not enough pressure onto TCM. TCM's a little bit more relaxed with holding this. You
know, Tony's a relatively new player, and I've heard that Maxi claims he's the best AR in France. I mean, you know, playing fair play to him at the moment. 21-10, he's really showing up. Why Maxi thinks quite highly of him, although Moose just completely outshoots him with the ASM1. The grenade kill is going to come in there as well. On with Moose, not going to get the kill.
Speaking of the guy who'll be going up AR against Tony, let's have a look at Gunsheet. See if he can kind of win some of these battles here. As they don't really have the spawn they want, TCM, at the moment, which is why they're losing points.
Yeah, they've lost quite a lot of points, actually. They were around 60 or 70 in the lead, and it's really being reduced down. It's just under 40 now, so let's see if they can try and extend that.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Tony push down glass here and get ready for this next spawn. If he stays alive for a few seconds and maybe gets a kill, then I suspect he'll push down glass.
Well, yeah, he's going to push down glass and make up a couple of kills while he can as well. Gets control. He's probably just trying to pick up a couple of kills here. As said, the shots that he's raining down with that ball are very, very accurate. And as said, it's around 30 points, so HyperGames have really caught up.
Yeah, here he goes for the spawn. Exactly what he needed to do. Make the kills on that point. Continue to keep TCM off, and then just rotate round for that spawn. And then TCM actually held this really well last time without having the spawn. I don't think they're going to do it twice. Realistically, TCM have to rip this away. You're going to want to see maybe Gunchi or Shane or somebody go around the back and take this spawn off of them.
Tony's in a good little spot here to stop anything from Pipes. He's not going to make that first kill at the cut, but let's see. Risking can do anything about it. He is going to pick up a kill. And this is impressive by HyperGames. They have brought this all the way back. 3.5 minutes to go, Brycey. And we got a pretty even game here. If HyperGames are actually probably going to take the lead here. Shane just looking for that pick onto Tony. He is just about going to get it. And the rest of his team should collapse in onto HyperGames now. Shane picks up 2. And he's going to be risking an answer back with a 3-piece of his own. Gunchi trying to do something about it. But the scores are completely tied. Slightly in TCM's favor now.
Yeah, I mean, TCM, like I said, it's so difficult to do that when they have to go through that mid-cut. TCM now going for the rotation to try and get these points back. Like I said, not having the spawn for that hard point killed them.
I've been very impressed with HyperGames so far. I mean, they played against Infused this morning, and it was a close game, but they did overcome Infused challenges now. You know, they don't look bad, but how about with Tony? Really impressing me at the moment.
I see Tony trying to put some more shots down, just trying to stay alive. He's really waiting for a teammate to come in and pinch it while putting shots down at the same time. He's going to drop himself. Risking powers into the hard point. He is going to drop as well. Now Vazok's turn. Can he do this? In they come one by one, and down they go in that order.
Yeah, unfortunately, in that sort of situation, you need Azox in this position now. That's when you were breaking the other side as well. So you try and get that pinch. Yes, Azox did go down, but then the other guys can try and clean up. That's
you trade. You got to get that pinch and trade. You win the trade. You win. You actually manage to sweep the other team out. They haven't done that as effectively as they could do, and that's the reason TCM are just quite happy with those guys to push in. A big hero play is just not going to happen when you've got that many bodies in the hard point.
Not when you've got a team like TCM in there as well. I mean, you know, these guys do very rarely miss shots. I mean, you know, Shane's really stepped up his game. So Shane was typically, obviously, always the objective guy, not really putting up kills, but really over Advanced Warfare improved so much.
Dungy's actually holding fire, waiting for his teammates to cover them. Oh, look at that drop shot around the corner. I said it was effective. And now Azox is just trying to hold off TCM. They have managed to do it here. Tony JS putting up a big two-piece to stop them. He is going to be taken off by Jer. Vader's traded. Moves trades once more. Azox again. Both teams now hurling themselves into this hard point. It is actually going to be TCM have the numerical advantage going in, but they are going to go down as a pinch comes in. Not meaning to. The spawn glass means Jerd's in a horrible position. Picks up one. Doesn't matter. Sees a second. He is going to drop at the same time. And it's just carnage up at the top hill.
Yeah, everyone literally throwing the bodies in there and just trying to trade continuously and hope somebody actually just picks up a two-piece or one of your teammates gets a kill before they do, but it is actually going to be TCM making most of them. Jared's going to pick up the two as well. Fantastic work by Jared. The movement is just, it's so quick how he moves and how he can get his shot snapped on when he's mid-exo movement. Yeah. That's what's so impressive
I've never known how he's done that. He just seems to have complete control.
It's like, well, I'm moving at 3,000 miles an hour, but it's okay because I'll just snapshot.
He also boost slams quite a lot, more than you see other players doing. He doesn't like to be very high. Doesn't float like some players will do. Plays it very tight, his movement.
Well, TCM are on the rotation, and they have extended that lead that they had.
And it's done. That is it. It's already done before you even really get into the trading on this hill.
Very strange game, because I don't feel as if...
I felt like HyperGames before. When you're looking at it now, I think they outslayed. They did. They massively outslayed TCM.
That's why it seems like a strange game, because TCM never really looked like they were going to lose it. But at the same time, the Slayers were coming in there from HyperGames. So it could be there, but you know, you need to make them count. And unfortunately, I don't feel as if HyperGames have made that count.
One or two of the rotations just went in TCM's favour.
Yeah.
Admittedly, like I said, TCM would probably even be further ahead if they got the right spawn going into that, that second hill, but they didn't. And HyperGames just slayed them, and they were continually being aggressive. I mean, we even saw things like when they went into that hill 1 by 1. That was not the way you play that.
Yeah.
And it really kind of punished them. And you'll be saying that, well, you can't give TCM that much time when you have 3 bodies almost ready to go in. Instead of waiting half a second, you just piled in and allowed TCM to go, oh, fine, we'll take the 60 then. We'll take full 60 on this.
Yeah, so it was an interesting game because it obviously shows HyperGames have the slaying potential.
HyperGames potentially should have won that.
Yeah, with the slaying, you have a look at the scoreboard there if we can bring that back up. 41 to 34, 42 to 26 from Tony. 1.62 kill death ratio. That's impressive.
Yeah, only one person on TCM went neutral. That's how badly they got outslayed. But look at things like the captures there, big captures, few defends. I mean, Riskin did a lot of defends there as well. But I mean, HD Tony JS, he was doing a lot of kills. The problem being is that they weren't accounting to as much as possible. Those are known in the European scene as Jake kills. Kills outside the hill that don't matter.
You know, he'll be on Twitter right now saying, oh, there's casters. They don't know anything.
Probably. He's retired, it's fine. So I mean, we expected it to go to TCM. What we didn't expect is for HyperGames to be so powerful in the slaying department. And we certainly didn't expect them to outslay TCM like that. And still, from what I've been told, Pro League, MLG obviously only means one of these teams. The team that outslays wins something like 80% of the time. Well,
I mean, that's a fair stat because realistically, that's how it should really go down. I mean, if you're getting the most kills, I mean, albeit by 1 or 2, then you know that's not really a massive difference. But if you're, it was quite a lot. If anything, you would say probably around 20 or so. I mean, neither one, nobody in TCM.
And I was surprised. It was. There were points that both teams played. I think TCM, the fact they didn't actually manage to grab the second hill spawn twice. Sorry, I'm missing my words here. The fact they didn't get it twice meant that it was weird. Like, so I really expect them to either over-rotate for it or push it, then hold it. Tony again, he was the one who did it. He went up glass, he rotated around the back, like I said, outplayed TCM a little bit there. And for me, TCM were potentially a little bit lucky rather than good to win that points. Yeah,
potentially. But let's see how they go in the S&D, because it'll be interesting to see how HyperGames play this, because they were quite good in the S&D previously against Infused. Although saying that, TCM really were impressive against Infused, and HyperGames only draw it at game 5. And you know what? I suppose that means like a classic quote whenever you're watching football. If a team is winning when they're not playing well, then it's the sign of a good team. Not that TCM didn't play well, but okay. Jared, just picking off the kill straight off the bat there on the Veziok, and I'll explain what I was trying to say later, but on board with this game, that's an insane shot from Jared straight off the back there.
clearly something he's practiced and ready to just pull it out. He won't be able to do that many more times, I suspect, or probably won't even try it again. We'll go down, though, and it is now Moose in a 1 versus 3, and he is going down, and HyperGames will take the first round.
Yeah, that was very aggressive from TCM. They pushed forward, very, very strong. But HyperGames upset back with their own aggression. Tony pushing out there, picks up a 2-piece for his name.
Well, this is it. Jerd got the only kill straight at the start of the round. No, he didn't. There was another person who got a kill. It was Moose. But I mean, that was it. One against for the rest of it. When Jerd got a kill straight off the break, you should be, capitalizing on the fact you've got more bodies on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, as soon as you get that first pick, you can pay for trades. But I mean, it's harder to do in S&D with obviously the concentration around certain points of the map. It can be very, very high density of people around one area. Gunchi does pick up the first kill. Tony trying to answer back, as is Azok. Gunchi's going to jump in there to sit. This is my hotel lobby. Picks up 2. Very, very good work.
Now, buddying up here. Slowing it down a little bit realistically, what HyperGames need in this scenario is a pick. One pick, rotate somewhere, and just play it off. Now, he's Sin Shane. Problem being is not making that shot has cost them.
Yeah.
It could be a bait. It could work out in their favor.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. Realistically,
they're still stalling.
Yeah, you could get away from this area. Just trying to have a look around. Such a big map, this. Such a big map.
They need to move in the next 10 seconds or it's going to cause them serious issues for planting the bomb. Now, Tony, looking to rotate. I'm just a little bit surprised they're not all closer together. Here they go. Now they've buddied up. Trying to make sure that at least it doesn't go to a 1 versus 3. This is what I said. The slower you play, 2 versus 2. This goes much more in their favor. They need to rotate now. Do not go to this bomb site. You've just made a kill on that side of the map. It's going to go down as well. Tony JS, only opportunity he can have. Why? No, do not take that trade. He should have just backed out and tried to go put the bomb down and played the bomb off.
Yeah, well, they know exactly where he's going to be. I think he is.
Here comes TCM for the rotate.
He is just about going to have time to
TCM are going to flood him here. They're going to just absolutely stick by each other and try and trade.
Well, I mean... Okay, let's see what they can do here, because TCM should realistically win this, but if they both run into Tony at the same time, but Tony's going to get 1, that's going to be Jed. He's going to take Shane as well.
Shane gets it. There you go. There was a trade.
And you know what? I think...
They stayed close enough. Yeah. There was a problem for Tony.
I think in that situation, though, Veziok, as they did start to rotate round B, Veziok stayed around just that little bit too long, got caught out, and then suddenly he's in a 1 versus 2 situation. Tony did not make a count. 1 now, after the first round did actually go to HyperGames.
Well, we'll jump on board with the attacking team once again. It will be TCM, and I'm going to go on board with Shane. Since we started with him, we'll have a quick look at all their guns. Just don't even check. There's nothing unusual, and there isn't. So back on board with Shane. Let's see how they go off the break. The bomb carrier for this one will be Jerd, who makes another kill straight off the break.
Yeah, but he's so quick. His first bloods are insane because he just gets so aggressive, and he's going to have his...
Oh my goodness, Gunchi cut through Jerd.
I'm retiring, so I'm going to get a kill on Jerd. I mean, not that makes any sense, but TCM... Clean up though. Azok's left on his own.
1 versus 3. Oh, 1 versus 2. Make that maybe a 1 versus 1. Azok's with a big play, bringing this all the way back down. It's Gunchi versus Azok's, and all of a sudden he's now massively regretting killing his teammate, but does manage to get it down. 2-1 TCM.
Very smart by Gunchi to know that he was going to come that way. I mean, it's just literally awareness of what's it. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
This is just.
I'm ready for you, baby.
No screen watching here. Just literally sit back. Think, right, which way could he go? He's gone one of probably 15 ways he could go.
The great thing is he was obviously tracking the timing. He knew the guy had to take this long to get a certain way. So, back on the attacking team, it's going to be a risk-in. We're going to jump on board with it. I'm just going to quickly check weapons again. Nothing too unusual.
I think there may have been a gentleman's agreement on the overkill.
Well, I see risk-in now, pushing forward. Being very, very aggressive here. Could potentially catch some of TCM out of place. No! What? How on earth did Jerd swing that haymaker pretty much behind him? And oh my goodness, now Vazok's in a 1 versus 3 if he pulls this off. 1 versus 2 now, he's brought it back to. No bomb though, and that could cause him an issue.
Yeah.
TCM no.
Especially where TCM are.
TCM no.
Yeah,
look at the way they're stacking. You don't sit there unless you know where that bomb is. So they're actually probably looking for a better position now to keep an eye on it. Oh, look at that. They've seen him, taking him down. Really easy there from TCM.
Yeah, and it's the classic thing of sticking together on S&D there. Say if Shane got taken out there.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, if Musa get taken out there, Shane's there to clean up, or vice versa. It's always play for the picks when it's 2 versus 1. Classic COD knowledge. I'm writing a book, It won't sell very many copies. But
no, it won't.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to disagree there. Oh, wow. Jerd looked like he was going to snipe, but has changed his mind. And it means that they're probably going for a different tactic. They are splitting up 2 by 2. That's potentially why Jerd decided not to. He is going to be covering the bomb carrier here. Gunchi Moose will pick off the first blood, though. They just seem to be winning these initial gun battles. Jerd with the laser-like accuracy cross map. This is now going to go bomb down as well. As Moose picks up another one, it's now Vazox once more in a 1v4.
TCM really turning on this S&D. It's not a case of, you know, we're seeing HyperGames get a few kills on the board and then just maybe get a little bit unlucky. It is literally carnage. 4-1 now to TCM.
Well, we're going to see what they can do next. And I'll be honest with you, this is looking so powerful from TCM. I mean, the fact they're making all the first bloods and then being aggressive with it and just making all the kills, it's the HyperGames are struggling to win a good gunfight or a good trade. Yeah, I'm wondering if that's a change in tactics, Tan.
Potentially.
HyperGames, in my opinion, now should be trying to work on these trade situations. They cannot allow TCM to keep doing what they're doing. At least punish them for it, right? If TCM are coming at you, punish them for it.
Well, this is a strange push by TCM. It's obviously going to indicate that if they're not bumped at anyone now at B, you think, oh, well, by my terms of deduction, it must be a day.
They still haven't turned. There you go. The player's finally turned. So Vazok has turned. He's ready. See, here comes Jerd.
It's alright turning, but when there's 4 members of TCM, you'd be very lucky to get away with.
Shane's already got a pick as well. Vazok's had to back off. TCM are flooding around here everywhere.
Something we've seen so much this weekend is when the bomb gets down today, the defensive team floods you down there. You can't get out, but Riskin's going to go pick up a 2-piece in there, so that's going to really release some pressure. But Gunshi's going to get a kill, as is Tony. Last guy alive is going to be Tony taking on Shane.
How does Shane stay alive? Shane managed to stay alive. But the problem being is he's not the one who has to stay alive. It's Tony. Tony has to play the bomb.
And he's done so well. You have to take it out after Riskin. Picks up the 2-piece in the middle there. Shane's not going to have time. That is going to be the round. Shane is not even going to entertain the idea. Yeah, he's just going to try and pick up the kill.
Just going to get him as well. You know what? You won that one because of the clock. I'm okay with this. 7-3 to Shane, though. They are playing really well. You know what? TCM had a really good position to flood then. But you got to say, HyperGames played it incredibly. Riskin with a big 2-piece actually won on that game.
Oh, yeah, completely. Won them in that round. Absolutely no doubt. And as I was saying, something that happens if it does go down air, you are in a very, very tight position. There's only certain routes in. Well, the thing is, there's so much overlooking it that you can just really get shut down, especially if you're down in numbers. But Jerd, his TCM team, opting for that tactic once again. Shots being fired in the bedrooms. And I would not pop your head out when Jerd's around.
Trying to get it, gets it down as well.
Shane cleans up the kill, sorry, and a Riskin bullet had went in from Jerd. But there you go,
that
nice jump shot.
Moose. Moose is hunting. There's a kill about to go down the other side of the map. And it has gone. It's Gunchi who will drop. Oh, he has managed to take it now. And Vazok's in a 1 versus 3. Again, somehow this guy is always left alive. And he's always outnumbered and almost gets a turn and burn. Not able to do it though. 5-2 TCM.
Looking good from TCM. Very, very strong S&D. They just seem to be able to get the picks. And that's one thing it feels like they've improved on a lot. Something you see American teams do outstandingly is the picks. You know, trading when you need to. And TCM do seem to be doing that very, very well in the moment.
Well, jumping on to the French team, HyperGames, once again. Let's see what they can do on the attack here. Currently 5-2 down. It will be map point if they lose this one. Riskin leading the charge. They're going straight through the center. Looking to see maybe an aggressive push could throw TCM off the game. I think he's been spotted, though. He is going to be spotted. He's going to make the kill. Surely, no! How on earth did the guy stay alive?
It was Jerd who stayed alive because he's by
Hacks. Oh, not at that time, though. Could be traded away. Riskin still in a good position. Not in the best position, I was about to say. Sorry. Now, Tony, yes. He's just left in a 1 versus 2 to save his team. He's going to see Gunchi make it a 1 versus 1. Going to see that last player there. Turns. Cold timing will drop him. 6-2. TCM go 2-0 up.
Yep, and good for their money, I feel, on that map, because it looked powerful, as you said. I mean, the thing is about Shane, obviously the objective player does the main objective work, but when he can drop 12 and 3 in an S&D as well, that's always beneficial. He's really, really stepped up his general slaying game as of recent. 12 and 3 from him. Very, very well played. 6-2 to TCM. We're going to go to map number 3, and I can't say going any further.
No, I really can't either. TCM just look way too powerful for HyperGames, and that's kind of what we predicted going in. I just want to kind of a big shout out to Shane in that last one. He said 12 and 3. That is a ridiculous scoreline.
Very, very good. As I said, for the predominant objective player, if he can put up them numbers, your team's in business. Because I mean, it's all very well having this guy that can, you know, move in and do the objective work and is smart with the objective work. But then when he's able to really win those gunfights as well against good Slayers, you got a good little mixture going on there. And especially, I mean, you look at that team, it is pretty stacked. I mean,
yep, you look at that team and how stacked it is, and then realize with a kind of a tear in your eye that one of them will be playing his last event.
Yeah, it's very sad. I've casted.
Do you know what it is? I actually thought about this earlier, right? It is. I think this is the only time we've known for certain a player is retiring before an event.
Yeah.
So they can talk about it at the event.
Yeah, I suppose it's nice to be able to talk about it. And I suppose
no one, very few players will put that bullet point into kind of their career or stop playing before a big tournament.
Well, yeah, I suppose. I mean, maybe you thought, oh, somebody might just sort of say, yeah, we'll just give you an easy win.
I don't think so. I don't think anybody's going to give them an easy win.
But yeah, you know, Gunshi, such a veteran of the scene.
Yeah.
I've played against, casted playing.
You are a shambles today.
You know what? It's getting on.
It's getting what? Averagely into the evening?
Yes, I've been up since very early. Okay, I've been casting all day. What have you been doing?
Casting well. So we're going to get into this game. This game is in fact starting up. It's going to be retreat, capture the flag, and we're going to see, can HyperGames, have they got anything left in the tank to take down TCM and bring it further into this?
You see, this is what I do when you start annoying me. I just stare at your hair.
Yeah, that's okay, because you can't talk about the talent. It's fine. We'll jump on board with HyperGames first of all, and I'm going to go on board with, you know what, this is a kind of a battle, and you've got to get in the pool side to be dominant on it. So I'm going to watch Tony.
Well, let's see what he can do. I mean, gets a hit marker there on the Gunshi, and that's really going to help him with the first gunfight that's going to come down on the left-hand side. Riskin's going to get the first one to Jerd. And a couple of kills coming in from HyperGames here, and the flag's going to be pulled away and instantly shut down by Shane. Turn around, do the defensive and dirty work that he needs to do. Picks up Tony Jess as well, and that's very well played. That should allow TCM to push in there just that little bit. Riskin coming in there with the kill on the Shane, really shutting down his advancement straight away. And both teams very, very scrappy start, but here we go. TCM on the front foot.
Surprised he didn't wait a little bit longer there, trying to get a trade out. Moose is in a dangerous position, but he is all alone. They're going to challenge him surely and take him down. He is going to put some shots down as well. But you can actually see HyperGames turtling. That's not the best scenario actually to do on capture the flag. You will eventually get broken. And once you do that, it gives the other teams complete control of the map to shut you down.
Tony Jess.
Oh, not if you're Tony!
Very well, though. 5-1 from him. 5 streak straight off the bat. Defends against 3 TCM players. And they all run straight
Ignore everything I just said. When you can kill all the players coming at you, it's fine. Do whatever you want.
Don't turtle up it down. You will get broken. 3-piece.
There we go. Tony still alive here, currently on the 6th streak. 6-1 is the score he is, and he is playing a little bit defensive still. And I said that caused so many issues for TCM. Like, we've got this. 3 of them just dropped.
But to be fair, they're going to need that sort of thing because I don't feel as if aggression is going to work in HyperGames' favour. I mean, they will get out.
I disagree. I
think
the only way HyperGames with it is being aggressive and keeping TCM on the back foot. TCM's record on this map is not the best. This is one of their weaker maps. If they can do well on it and push it hard, they have an opportunity.
At the same time, I'm going to argue back as Shane is pulling this flag out here, and he should just about make that one home.
Little pirouette there from Shane to put it.
Yeah, he's going to make that one home anyway. We'll just have to watch out for the counter attack, and I'll resume for what I was saying afterwards. But let's see if they can hold it down because HyperGames are coming in full force.
Right. Jed's got that first, but that's actually killed all the pressure. And this is the issue. Look at HyperGames. What is he doing? Vasox, I don't understand why, when that player is so far back, you've done that. I understand, the 3 of TCM have gone back. Get pull dominance. You don't sit on your own flag when it's been pulled.
Okay, I'm going to put it out there. That's not what I meant by being defensive. That was far too defensive. There's been
two of HyperGames are back and their flag's been pulled. They didn't even challenge pull.
And he's just
I'm sorry, I don't usually call out things you shouldn't be doing, but that is something you should not be doing.
Yeah, being passive and playing very defensively is completely different. He needs to play passive, not that defensively.
Well, Azox, now this is an opportunity to shut down TCM. This is where you can be passive. When you don't know where those players are and you're worried about a little bit of aggression.
That's fine, but they had control when you were on about it. Yeah,
he's an opportunity to grab control, right? You have to go pull dominant and try to shut them down. If you just sit back, you will eventually get broken and taken out. Well,
a couple of kills going in TCM's favor. The flag is going to be pulled. Both sides of things. Vzox gets it away just for that little bit, though. Gunshi picks up a 2-piece of his own, though. And Tony, can he get the return? Not quite. As he does get taken down by Gunshi, Shane should be able to run this one home now. As you see a full retreat from HyperGames. Just about.
Moose saved him.
Yeah.
Moose saved him.
Really good cover by Moose. As the French push back just that little bit.
Oh, on board with Moose here. And you know what? It's a little bit about... they're just holding. Like I said, you can't tell on this. I mean, TCM, I watched them at UMG do this and lose. So I know this doesn't work. I've seen TCM do it and it doesn't work. If you go this defensive against a team, they'll continue pushing pole, they will continue breaking through. It just won't do it. They will push your spawn out and they'll get more bodies in.
I can understand the theory behind it because this being the preferred side.
TCM are on the preferred side, yes.
So, I mean, turtling up on it, it can... I do see the theory behind it.
Oh, I see the theory behind it.
Keep the score low.
I just don't agree with
it. But they've went about it the wrong way. I feel like it should have been a little bit more passive. Maybe push up, get a couple of kills, slow things down just a little bit.
They're lucky TCM don't have another 2 or 3 flags, in my opinion. TCM, admittedly, 2 flags down for HyperGames is not terrible on this side. They can come back to it, and we've seen it before.
So that's when your argument that it hasn't worked is counteracted.
Yeah, but still, they should have lost by more. I mean, Tony picking up a 3-piece on the flag, that's a big play. Well, you see now, last 38 seconds here, I'm not sure. This is where they should have been aggressive the entire time. TCM were in no danger of pulling any flag.
Well, let's see what Shane can do to defend. He's got a couple of HyperGames players pushing in on him. Azox is going to try and make some things happen. Does go down, though. Not really much going to formulate from this one. Tony JS goes down as well. And the slaying that they did have in the hard point is just not quite there. And that's why I understand why you say maybe get aggressive, because they did actually go toe-to-toe with TCM, if not better.
And even though they lost that, this is the great thing about being aggressive, when or putting map pressure on, or gaining map control. Even though they lost and they actually got, most of them went down, they spawn up in a position to rotate back, and then you can be defensive, then you can fight off a push.
Exactly.
You don't start in that position.
You know what? We should play.
No, you
Do you
shouldn't.
think? No.
No, we shouldn't. We just criticize and we'll get flamed for it. It's fine.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, that, admittedly, although I didn't like the way HyperGames played that, they played their tactic very well.
A 2-flag deficit is not a bad thing.
No, it's not. It's not terrible on that side.
I mean, it's quite similar. I mean, we
however, they have to go aggressive this side, or I really will flip out.
Well, they need to get flags because they will lose. But let's see.
Jumping on board with Tony this time round. And you see, they are throwing people into Paul here. This is what you have to do. Throw Paul dominant. Try to gain control of it. That's what TCM are trying to do. And even TCM are being a little bit more passive this side. They just want to gain Paul control first. And they are going to get control here. There is a player getting Paul that should shut off Gunchy any second now, and he has gone down.
That's important, because now TCM don't have as much control down that side.
No, they don't have Paul control. They can't realistically get this flag out now. Unless both kills go down. And he's now going to see even Moose. He's gone back. He's looking for Paul control.
That's the thing. So many times, and I say this every event I'm at, I don't like it when people go with the hero players, they'll go up and they'll just pull the flag when there's no control. He rotates back round, he gets control for his team, then they push up together. It's 101.
It is. So Shane continuing to hold Paul control here, and now they're going to even push on this side. They're looking for, it's really hard to get the flag out on this one, simply because there's so many places the enemy team has cover advantage. Shano trying to cover his teammate. They want to get this flag out at least, but they will both go down. 3 go down now. Gunchy's going to be left alive. And can he try and slow it down now? He's gone down on ball with HyperGames. Vazox, here comes Paul control. But look at this. TCM have all spawned up. They've got into a better position because they were that far forward. And
that's the thing.
Moose is actually on the flank.
When you lose the control, as said, up in enemy space, then you have time to rotate back around and try and do it again. But 3 men do actually go down. Moose is the last man alive just momentarily. Oh, sorry, it's Jerd, and he will be just about getting away. That's great cover by Moose there in the middle of the map. Turning around, really realizing the danger is there for Jerd. Covers off very, very well.
They get a stalemate that plays in TCM's favour.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've always said this before. Jerd always seems to get the flag in these scenarios, and realistically, he's the one you want to send hunting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if he was to die and somebody else to pick it up, that wouldn't be a bad thing.
Gunchy's rotating back. Gunchy's actually holding. I don't know if TCM are going to send anybody out. They're going to send Moose. Moose will be the man hunting for TCM. Players coming from HyperGames as well. It's going to be Vazox trying to do something. He is going to see it. That flag has gone down. Player, can he get this next kill?
Oh,
yes, he can.
Very,
big
very
play.
Nice.
But that flag has gone down the other side as well. It's Moose. Moose does go down. Big kill he did not make. However, Shane's coming. The player is not moving. He doesn't know that there's nobody there. Going for it. Oh, Shane gets a snapshot. Another big kill's coming in here, and Shane returns it as well.
That's huge. When you're HyperGames, you need to react to that situation. You need to be in a better position to maybe potentially capture that flag. If your player is anywhere near that, you need to be saying, right, okay, get ready, have a look around. But now, all that time wasted, as said, goes in TCM's favour.
Jumping on board with Shane this time, though. And it's Jerd actually just dropped 2. And there you go. They're pushing out straight away, pushing as a unit, gaining Paul control. And HG are just dropping like flies currently. Oh, did manage to get that one. Risking. Good shot by him. Basically, Azox is the last one alive. And he's going to try and do a little bit of defensive work. Flag pulled again by Jerd. Stun's going out. Did get it, but Shane is going on cover.
Yeah, and this one should realistically go home.
Yeah, this is home. This is done. Unless she's got the best shot in the world.
Well, that's going to be 3-0 now to TCM. Looking pretty good. They're advancing through to tomorrow.
Yeah, they've pretty much put this one to bed.
Oh, the movement from Gunshi, very, very nice. They're going to pick up the 2, not quite get the third. But, you know, let's not discount HyperGames out of this completely now. But at the same time, it's been very textbook from TCM. And something I pointed out on, you know, if a team is not necessarily making it convincing, but they're still winning their games, it's a sign of a very good team. Well,
HyperGames now pushing, trying to get this flag out, but too many people to beat. They're just not able to do it. And they're desperately trying to get a flag here. I mean, it's still theoretically possible for them to do this. I've never seen a comeback this big on this game. You never really see relays in Advanced Warfare, not like you would actually do in past COD titles to capture the flag.
The thing is, any sort of break, the movement is so quick to get one end of the map to another. It's very, very hard to hold it down unless you get like 4 men down every single time and not losing a man yourself. But that's the thing. But
JS putting shots down again, trying to just make sure TCM back off a little bit. But they still haven't pulled it. Tony JS and the entire squad has been in here for a while with this flag, just picking up kills against TCM.
You know, they've got good cutoffs yet. If they can just hold it down against Moose, that is going to go down. And there's somebody pulling the flag. That's going to be Jerd.
Challenging.
And that's very, very important.
It's a challenge. Jerd is going to challenge this flag.
It's like a game of chicken.
Yeah. Comes out. Moose peeps in the cover as well. Jerd will now probably go sit there in a stalemate position and be like, I'm okay with this. This is perfectly fine by me.
Well, 25 seconds remaining is now impossible for HyperGames to win this map. TCM are going to advance through the Championship Sunday at the Gfinity Master Spring.
Just challenging.
Of course he is. I mean, why wouldn't he be? And you know what? They looked good for their money here, realistically. It didn't look as if they were ever really going to lose this game. Nobody really thought it. Fair play to the HyperGames. They have put up an entertaining match, especially that first hard point. That's going to be the game to go to TCM.
Really, really close.
And that's going to be 3-0, and they would advance on.
Well, there you go. TCM will go through to tomorrow, Championship Sunday, by getting the 2 wins in their group.
Yeah, very impressive. Very, very impressive. I'm looking forward to see how they do tomorrow. Obviously against Denial, very close game. I mean, I only caught the back end of the S&D and the last map, but I mean, I don't know if you can sort of give me a quick rundown.
Basically, it was tight the entire way through TCM, and I was with Maven. We were going, this is the TCM we thought we were going to see, an improved TCM. Yes. And it showed that they could have won, you know, maybe won all the maps, maybe won none of them. It was so tight between all the game modes that it actually could have gone either way. And considering that's against Denial.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have to look at it, and off the back of last week's result, you have to say Optic Game on the favourites for tomorrow. Yeah. Realistically. Nobody would argue. Nobody would argue.
No.
Denial, you would say probably the second favourite. So if TCM can start putting up numbers like that against those teams, they can go on to try and go far in this tournament. Considering I think this is our last game on this stage, I want to just have a... Is it?
I don't know. That's why we probably... It is. Oh, it is our final game on this stage.
Well, let's... Do you want a quick
so, guys, we're just going to go tell you... if you are watching, thank you very much for watching here on the stage. This has been Ton. I've been Bryce. And we will see you. Go over to the main stream. It's just on Gfinity 1. You need to go over. It's still on the MLG. If you're watching this stream, go watch the other one, because there are still a few games to come on there. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next time.